What is up, bookworms and constant readers? Welcome back to the channel. I know it has been a minute since I posted a video, and I am sorry about that. This last semester was truly hell. 90% of it is over. I still have to finish my senior assignment, which I have until August, I believe. And then I start grad school in August also. So not much has changed on the channel, so I'm gonna do April's book haul and update all in one video. As far as the update goes, it's a fairly quick update. We got one new subscriber, and it's another subscriber that I can't see what their name is. It just went from 10 subscribers to 11. Whoever you are out there, thank you. Every subscriber counts. Still a long way from my goal of, I think it was 500 for the year. I don't think I'm going to reach that goal. It's no big deal. The thing about this channel is I just want to talk about books, and getting more subscribers, reaches more people, and I'm just hoping with time I do reach more people, because otherwise, what am I even doing? Nobody's watching these videos. So that's about it for updates. The only other thing is non-book related. I finally got the Memento backpack in the division, and now every exotic cache I open is a Memento backpack. So I've gotten like 10 of them in the last month. Besides that, nothing else to report. I do have like 5 books to read for my senior assignment to get my bachelor's degree. I don't know if I'm gonna share those on the channel, because they're all about the same event, the Tri-State Tornado of 1925. If that kind of stuff interests you, check it out. It is still to this day America's deadliest tornado. Still to this day it holds records for tornadoes. It is the longest tracking tornado, and I believe it is the fastest moving tornado recorded. They estimate at its peak it was traveling over 75 miles an hour, which is insane for a tornado, and its average speed was, I believe, 62 miles an hour, which is still twice as fast as your average F5 tornado, or any tornado for that matter, moves. But that's all I have for updates, so we'll get into April's book haul. This one's kind of small. It's not as big as the others. The one for this month of May will be pretty big, and it will probably be the last big one, because now with warmer weather getting here, I'm not stuck in the house, buying books off of eBay and Amazon, and I'm not really concerned about going to the store and buying books and stuff like that. So this may, the next book haul video may be the last book haul video for maybe a few months, because I just won't have enough books to make a video. I might combine a few months, so you guys know what is coming to the channel eventually, and what I plan on reading. Usually if a book is in the book haul, if you're new to the channel, it will be on the channel eventually. I don't make any promises on when. I don't make a reading list. I have books that I plan to read like right away, but I don't put timelines on my reading. I don't put timelines on when I'm going to read a book, like I'm going to start at this day and end at this day. I've tried that in the past, and it just makes reading unenjoyable. And when I first started this channel, I was also like that, because all you hear is, you have to get videos out. If you want to get discovered, you want your channel to grow, you got to put videos out. And reading just, I became burnt out really quick. It was like maybe 3 months of that, and I was done. I was like, this one book a week or one book every 2 weeks, it just, it wasn't for me. So I'm not going to be doing that anymore. The schedule was pretty much shattered with this semester of school, and that's another thing, pressure I'm going to take off myself. I'm going to try and do a video every week or every 2 weeks. I really don't want to go beyond that, because then people don't watch anything. I want to have consistency in the videos moving forward, but just not as frequent as they were the last like 6 months. So with that being said, let's get to the book haul. And I've had a few of you find me on Instagram and ask me to do a video on used books, and I might do that because I know a lot of people, at least that I've run into, are afraid to buy used books. They need like brand new books. And this first one is used. I got it off of eBay. If I would have bought it in the store, it would have been like $10 plus tax. I always look for books that have free shipping or shipping that is less than $3. I refuse to pay more than $3 for shipping on a book. But this one, it's part of the 50 States, 50 Scares series, which I will be starting. It's on my list as soon as I finish Way of the Kings. So hopefully within like the next month, I'll be starting that series. They say it's 50 books. It's actually more than 50 books, because there's a couple trilogies in there, and plus they also include Washington, D.C. I think it's closer to like 60 books. But they're all horror novels, thrillers, stuff like that. And this is one of them. This is R.S. Belcher's The Six Gun Tarot. I do believe this is in a series of books, but I'm not positive on that. And this was a used book, and if you look at it, I mean, it has some wear, but this is totally acceptable condition. And one thing to look for with used books is a lot of them say good condition, and if you read the description, you're like, well, is it gonna, really be readable? This one was listed as good condition, and I would put this as like very good. It doesn't even have a creased spine on it. This one is kind of like a Western fantasy. This is the book that was chosen for Nevada. This is another used book I got off of eBay. And this is also part of that list. This one is for South Dakota, I think. And it is Dan Simmons, and he has a few books on this list. I've never read him, so I'm hoping he's good, because I think he has like 3 or 4 books on the list. And this is Black Hills. And again, this one was listed in good condition. The spine is not even creased on this book. It doesn't look like this book has ever been read. This next one, I've shown a few of these on here, and again, if you don't like YA, I feel sorry for you because their stories are really good, and I don't know why that genre gets so much hate. But this is part of the Shadowhunters books. I have a bunch of them over here. I don't think you can see them in frame. This is Cassandra Clare's Lord of Shadows, and this is the Dark Artificers book 2. And there are a ton of books in this series. It takes place over hundreds of years. I think it starts like back in the Victorian era. This one, the cover just caught my eye when I was looking for stuff in the bookstore. And I believe this is her first book. I'm always looking for female authors. Rachel Harrison, The Return. Look at that cover. I mean, the cover was so eye-catching with the pink and the black. And this is, I think it's a thriller / horror, and it's about a girl who goes missing. And I'm just going by the synopsis on the back. And she returns, and she gets together with 2 close friends from college, and they realize that something, is really wrong with this girl, almost like it's not her, but it looks like her. It sounded good. The cover looked amazing. I think the statement, don't judge a book by its cover, is total bullshit. It doesn't matter if you're talking about books or if you're talking about when it's used with people. First impressions are everything, and the way you see a person may not always be right, but also the way you present yourself to the world makes a difference. If you want to look like a bum, people are going to treat you like a bum, just saying. This one is from that list of 50 States, 50 Scares, and I'll put a link to the video up top for those of you who have not seen it. This is Devil's Rock by Paul Tremblay. I've never read any of his books, so I don't know if he's any good or not. I believe he has another book on the list, but I cannot think of what it's called, and I don't remember what state this is for, and I don't see it listed on the back. It's one of the western states, though. And then a new author I've heard a lot about, but I've never read her stuff, so I got, let's see, where's that? I got 2 of her books that I'm told they are sequels. I don't know which one is first, which one you read first, which one you read second, but it's Darcy Coats. The first one is Secrets in the Dark, and these are a Black Winter novel, and I believe they're about a haunted house. I could be wrong about that. I know a lot of her books are about haunted houses. And then Voices in the Snow is part 2 or part 1, whichever one you read first. It's a 2-part story. Those are the 2 parts. This is also from 50 States, 50 Scares, and you're going to see a lot of these on the next book haul also, because I really concentrated on finishing this list because I want to start reading through it. and I don't want to get into it and then not be able to continue on because I don't have the next book. So I did finish getting all of the books, and like I said, this will be coming up on the channel. This channel is mostly going to revolve around horror, thrillers. It's going to be some fantasy, but not much, because if you haven't watched any of my other videos, the problem with fantasy is the books are way too long and take way too long for me to read. I can't read a 1,000-page book in a week or 2 weeks. I just don't have the time in my life to do it. It takes me a month or more. And these fantasy authors are extremely long-winded. I am thinking about Game of Thrones for the channel. I am thinking about Malazan for the channel. And I'm also thinking about a few others for the channel. But we'll see. This is Lauren Buke's Broken Monsters. And again, it's another female artist. This one takes place in Detroit. This one takes place in Missouri. Again, part of the 50 States, 50 Scares. And this is Owl Going Back. And the name of the book is Crota. I mean, look at that cover. And then the back. Like I said, this takes place in Missouri. And then we have Joan Sampson. And this is the Auctioneer. This one takes place in New Hampshire. And this one, I don't remember what it was about now. But it has something to do with a guy who comes into this small town, and I don't remember exactly what his deal is, but it has like Mary Shelley's what is it? I think The Lottery, and like Needful Thing vibes. That's what I got off of the synopsis on the back. I've never read any of Joan Sampson, so I don't know. And that's the thing with this new list. There's a lot of authors on it that I've never heard of, never read their stuff. Another one, this cover is so cool, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll see also why I hate it. This is Stephanie Perkins, and this is for Nebraska. There's someone inside your house. Look at this cover, and then look. I've mentioned this before with the Witcher books right here. I hate this crap. That's not a sticker. That is on the book. That bugs the shit out of me. I hate it. I hate movie covers, I hate TV covers, and I hate when they put advertisements on covers. It totally ruins it. But I've never read any of her stuff. Evidently, this is a Netflix movie. I've never heard of it. But it's another horror / thriller. This book was weird. It's Ronald Malfi's Floating Staircase. This is for Maryland. And what's weird about this book is when I went to find it on eBay, because I always look for used copies first. They're always the cheapest. This book was selling between $400 and $800. And if you wanted a paperback, it wasn't much less. It was like $200 to I think like $400 for the paperback. I went to Amazon and it was like the same thing. They wanted an ungodly amount for this book. And then I found one that said the release date was like April 23rd, so I'm guessing it's an additional printing. And it was, I want to say like $19, something like that. So I ordered it, and then I had to wait for it to get here because it wasn't released. So I don't know what it is about this book, but if you can find an original first edition, they are extremely expensive. But yeah, this is for Maryland. Ronald Malfi, Floating Staircase. Part of 50 States, 50 Scares. And then the last one I bought for our school. I was going to put it on the channel, but this book is so like... There are so many things going on in this book that I didn't know how to present it on the channel where people would want to read it. So all I'm going to say with this book is it is probably the greatest comic book story ever written. I didn't know until I had to read this for class that it is based on the Bob Dylan song Desolation Row. It has a lot of Bob Dylan influences, and I mean, I can't say enough good things about this. It's Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' Watchman. And this is, I believe they call it the Ultimate Edition. It doesn't say on here. But this is the hardback. And this story is, I mean, you have to read it. I read these when they first came out, when I was really into comics and collecting comics. And then when the movie came out, I cashed in and sold all my first editions and made a pretty penny. But yeah, The Watchman, if you're into comic books, it's kind of like a you have to read. It's like, you can't say that you're into horror novels and you've never read Stephen King. You know, you have to read this. If you are into comic books, you have to read this. Go to your library, go to the bookstore and buy it. It is quite long. I have like very little to any complaints about this book. It is so good. My one complaint, and I'm trying to find it, is right here. So it is, I believe, 12 books in all. And at the end of each book, you have these pages here. And it's kind of like reading a novel. It switches from a comic book to a novel. And you learn a lot of interesting things in those pages, but I just feel like it could have been left out of the story and you would have been fine. And it would not have made the story like so long to read. The other thing that this story does is most of the panels are uniform panels, 9 panel pages. And what I learned in this class I took, the reason it does this is when you add more panels to a page in comic books, you're slowing the story down. And that also makes this book, it's not a book that you can fly through in a day. It's going to take you a couple days to read this, just because the way that it's written, the way that it's drawn, to take in everything that is going on. But I cannot recommend The Watchmen enough. Out of all the books I bought today, this is the only one that I've read multiple times. And I didn't want to... Well, I wanted to do a video on just this book, but I didn't know how to put it into words and tell you what it's about without ruining it. But yeah, if you're into comics, if you want a really good story, really cool characters you're going to love, characters you're going to hate, check this book out. I mean, I cannot recommend it enough. The Watchman, or just Watchmen. It's amazing. Best comic book ever written. That's all I have for you today, guys. I will be back probably in a few weeks to do the May book haul. It's quite large. I think I'm up to 20 books right now, and it is the 19th of May, so I probably won't be doing any reading until June because I am taking a break. This last semester was crazy. I'm really not doing anything but relaxing, playing video games, watching TV, riding my motorcycle, and of course buying books because I've got like 20 of them already. And it seems like the Postal Service is up and running like normal, so all of the books that I have ordered in the past have come in, and I'm just waiting for books that I've ordered in the last few days. So, till next time, read more books,